North Vietnam. It is a real gem, one of the most picturesque places on the planet, and, at the same time, one of the most underrated on the internet. There is practically no information about dozens of the most beautiful places located in the vicinity of Hanoi. In this video, we will talk about the 13 most beautiful places in North Vietnam. National Park Yulu is a favorite place to spend weekends for residents of Hanoi and foreign tourists. It takes about 3 hours by car to get here from the city center of Hanoi. The hallmark of this location is picturesque rice terraces. There are many hotels and guest houses with pools here, from where you can enjoy views of the surrounding landscapes. You can also take a ride on bamboo rafts along one of the local rivers and get acquainted with the life and customs of numerous mountain tribes inhabiting these territories. Muot Song Chai rice terraces are rightfully considered the most beautiful rice plantations in all of Vietnam. However, getting here is not so simple. The Muot Song Chai Valley is 6 hours drive from Hanoi. Therefore, it's better to come here with overnight stays and combine it with visits to other attractions, such as the city of Sapa or the Lam Pak Tea Hills. Lam Pak Tea Hills are considered the most beautiful and picturesque tea plantations in all of Vietnam. You can get here in 2 hours by car from Hanoi. It is recommended to come here early in the morning when the hills are still shrouded in beautiful mist and clouds. There's another mountain resort to the west of Hanoi. Here you can visit tea plantations, numerous waterfalls, mountain caves, and also walk on the longest glass bridge in the world. Cat Ba Island is the most popular beach resort in North Vietnam. There are numerous pristine sandy beaches here, and cruises from the island visit picturesque bays Lan Ha and Halong. The Fragrant Pagoda is located in the heart of the Fragrant Mountains, an hour and a half's drive from Hanoi. To get to the temple area, you first need to sail on a boat among the rocks for about 30 minutes, after which you can climb the cable car to the very heart of the mountains, where there is a cave with a huge stalagmite. Vietnamese believe that this stalagmite gives offspring and fertility. In ancient times, Vietnamese emperors sent their wives and concubines here for the blessing of the stalagmite so that they could have as many heirs as possible. Vietnamese believe that in these mountains meditated and attained enlightenment the goddess Quan Am, the supreme female deity of the Vietnamese pantheon. During the Vietnamese New Year, about 1 million pilgrims come here to receive blessings from the magic stalagmite. Ban Ao Waterfall, or De Tian as the Chinese call it, is a whole cascade of waterfalls on the river on the border between Vietnam and China. It is the largest transboundary waterfall between these two countries and also the most beautiful waterfall in all of Vietnam. Hoa Binh Province and the Ma Pien Pass. Hoa Binh Province is a mountainous province in northern Vietnam on the border with China. The most popular tourist route in this province is called the Hoa Binh Loop and passes through the Ma Pien Pass, the most beautiful mountain pass in Vietnam, and one of the most dangerous. The most famous point of this route is the place where the river flows through the gorge between two sheer cliffs. Tam Chuc Pagoda is located on the slopes of the Fragrant Mountains, on the shore of a giant lake, an hour and a half's drive from Hanoi, and is the largest pagoda by area on the planet. To get to the temple area, you first need to cross the lake on boats, made in the traditional ancient Vietnamese style. The views around the lake resemble the landscapes of Halong Bay. On the territory of the pagoda, there are several halls with statues depicting Buddha Shakyamuni, Buddha Amitabha, and the goddess Quan Am. On one of the mountains behind the temple complex is a small stupa, from where breathtaking views of the surrounding landscapes open up. Halong Bay, perhaps the most famous attraction in North Vietnam. It is considered the most beautiful bay on the planet, and consists of thousands of sandstone islands rising from the water. Throughout the bay, there are numerous attractions. For example, Tidov Island, in the center of which, on the top of the mountain, there is an observation deck with a view of the entire bay. Also on the island, there is an excellent beach. Under many islands there are giant caves, and also floating villages are scattered throughout the bay. Sapa, a picturesque highland resort, 6 hours drive from Hanoi, near the border with China. There are many very beautiful attractions here. For example, Phan Sapan Mountain, the highest peak in Indochina, on top of which there is a Buddhist monastery. Here you can take a ride on a highland train, from the windows of which you can see mountains, rice terraces, and the Valley of Flowers. You can also get acquainted with the life and customs of highland tribes. The Tam Kok Natural Landscape Complex, as well as the Dancing Mountain and Dancing Cave. The Tam Kok Complex is a system of rivers and canals flowing among picturesque sandstone cliffs, past beautiful rice fields, and through caves. Near the Tam Kok Complex are the Dancing Cave and the Dancing Mountain, on the top of which there is a sculpture of a dragon, and very beautiful views open up for many kilometers around. There are several very interesting attractions here close to each other, so it will be convenient to visit them all in one day. The Chama Natural Landscape Complex is also a system of rivers and canals scattered among sandstone cliffs and caves. Near them is the Palin Pagoda, a giant temple complex, in the center of which rises a giant stupa, the highest in Vietnam. Near it is the ancient capital of Hue, above which rises a mountain where the tomb of Emperor Dinh Bo Linh is located, who united Vietnam after the period of feudal fragmentation.